the Sharks take the entire homestand. They sweep the entire homestand with a thrilling and stirring last-minute come-from-behind victory twice.
Yeah.
Jesus. And I am Eric Hura, Puck Guy 14.
And I am Jentry Alexander, the big deal in teal, also JAlexander46 on Twitter.
Oh boy, somebody's been drinking. And we welcome you to this episode of Pucknology After Dark. A nice little stroll as we're going on Julian Street tonight instead of West Santa Clara. Unfortunately, not as many of the Sharks fans in here. Apparently they're on this plane right now.
And then you have to use the thing to dig themselves out of it. Oh, sorry, we're back on.
Yeah. But what a crazy game. I mean, it would seem like it was three different periods all around. Even in the last period, it was crazy.
It was really a three-act play. Poorly written in the first act, where the Sharks didn't register a shot on goal for the first 10 minutes of the first period. It was, how would you say, boring. There was a trending thing on Twitter that was started that was things more exciting than a Sharks and Blues game.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. Through the first half of the game, I think the shots were 4-0 in St. Louis's favor. And the first period was like 8-2.
Yeah.
And a lot of neutral zone action, and a lot where Dan Rusanowski would say, man, there's not much going on right now. But it picked up in the second.
It did. A surprising, and I do say surprising, but a much-needed goal from Andrew Desjardins.
Yes, he tied the game up after St. Louis got on the board first.
Who, I might add, please bring back the number 69. Please. It's hilarious.
Use number 69!
For all the Goon fans out there, that one's for you.
Yes, that's right. So Desi, with a nice move, gets a shot. I think it was, through 5-hole?
I think it was just, I didn't see how it went through. I think it just went, snuck in. Or was it
blocker side? Yeah.
It was blocker side and it snuck in. And I think Allen was cheating a little bit, anticipating a cross-ice pass, but it crept in past Allen and it went in. And it was 1-0 Sharks, and it was
1-1.
No, they got the first one.
They got the first one?
Yeah, the Sharks got the first. Yeah, the Sharks got the first one, and then.
Oh, and then St. Louis came back with two. My bad.
Yeah, St. Louis came back with 2 unanswered goals.
It was such an exciting game. I just got lost in my.
And I'm supposedly the drunk one. Come on, get your facts straight. Anywho,
says the one who's had a Sharkarita, a double Sharkarita, and beer.
They are delicious.
I'm sure they are. Anywho, so St. Louis comes back to tie it up on a nice little pretty passing play where Antti Niemi really didn't have any chance on that whatsoever.
And you got to look at Dylan on that one. He just stood around and did what I call the Daria effort and watched the play happen. The Patrick Berlin goal.
I'd say Patrick Berlin.
Yeah, Patrick Berlin goal was that was just the defense clearly just kind of stepping back and hoping Niemi would get it, but Niemi was too far out of his crease, and it was I'd actually say a highlight reel goal for Patrick Berlin. It was a nice little behind the back, and it went straight in.
So that made it 1-1. The next goal, which was unreal, Steve Ott took a breakaway box. Yes. One of the Sharks' bitter enemies, Steve Ott, which you could probably say we wish he was in teal, but since he isn't, we can't stand the guy. Nice breakaway pass, shot, and a goal that was his first of the year. That gave St. Louis a 2-1 lead, and looked like it was going to be enough for this game.
It looked like enough because the Sharks just didn't have any energy going into the second or third. They were trying.
They definitely didn't have it in the first, that's for sure.
They definitely weren't having enough in the first. They definitely didn't have it in the second. Something happened in the third where they kind of started putting it on, but they just weren't crisp. It wasn't a well-polished game, and it just for some reason it just didn't seem to click. And then it just took a really lucky break from Pickles with 20 seconds left in the game to get this one back in the Sharks' favor.
Yeah, it was all of a sudden they started pulling the goaltender, and we better stop. Let's not get run over. All of a sudden, the Sharks really came on once they started pulling the Emmy. Yeah. Still a little sloppy with about a minute to go. They couldn't get the puck going.
I honestly think that was a pretty weak shot from Vlasic, but hey, take what you can get, and it went by Allen, and we had a tie game. And
what's the more infamous thing we always say? Good things happen when the puck goes into the net.
And that's what the Sharks really needed to do tonight. And I'm going to say this, is that the Sharks actually put up, after a while, the shots were 30-20 by the end of it. But if you're going by everything from the first period, it's a miracle that we even got 30 shots out of it. I thought we were going to end up with 15 shots. Don't kill us.
Yes, please don't kill us, please. Thank you. I mean, if you were to take out the first period, where we only had two shots,
I will say this.
They did come on strong in the third.
They came on strong in the third, but too bad this isn't a 20-minute game or a 40-minute game. It is a 60-minute game, and it took 65 or, let's see, how many minutes? 6. Yeah, it took extended overtime for the Sharks to kind of get it going on a power play goal.
Right. It was a poor call, but it was one of those calls where you actually have to.
If you didn't, the place was going to go insane, and it would have turned into a madhouse.
Right.
So you had to call it.
Another plane. Jentry, you got to stop with these planes coming in.
It's all right, man. Everybody just wants to come and see me.
Let's not get run over.
Yeah. By the
Sorry,
way,
guys. If you guys know where we're at, we went through Julian, up Almaden Boulevard. Now we're going to hang left back on West Santa Clara. But Steen had to take that penalty. He was already tripping and falling. He was the last guy.
If Steen didn't take that penalty,
would have had the breakaway.
Pavelski would have had a breakaway, and it could have been game over right then and there. So he had to take it, hoping that Allen was going to be able to stop it on the power play. There was only like a little bit over than a minute left.
Yeah, just a minute left in overtime, and it was one of those desperation moves where you kind of have to take that penalty.
Yeah, you had to.
Even though it puts you short-handed, you have to take that.
Because there's a chance that you can at least have their strong penalty kill and then take it to the shootout. But it didn't work in the Blues' favor.
Right.
And that's when
Brent Burns, this one-timer, the big boom, the big shot that he would have from the point.
Yeah.
Came back from being hidden for a while.
Good. You know what? You got to give the Sharks credit on that power play in overtime. There was a lot of good puck movement for the most part, and all you needed. But it turned out that you didn't need to do any pretty plays. You just needed a bomb from the point, and it goes in past Allen.
Yep, and it was a nice thunder boomer, as I like to call it. I don't think Allen had any chance of seeing that.
There was no chance for Allen.
So the Sharks take the game 3-2. They've now won 5 in a row. They've won all 5 games on the homestand. They've won 9 of their last 10, I believe. It's their longest winning streak of the season so far.
Yeah, they really need to get back on track. I mean, they're second in the Pacific, which is nice, but LA is creeping up on them, and the last thing that we need right now is LA creeping on us from behind.
Right. Let's if you can pull up the standings there. We are looking at. Go back up to the. All right, shut that off.
You have the Sharks at 42 points with 2 points above the Kings and the Canucks, who are currently locked in a tie for third. However, the Kings have the tiebreaker because they've won more games. Let's see.
The Canucks have 19 wins. They have 40 points. The Canucks have the tiebreaker because they have more wins, and they also have 2 games in hand on LA.
Yes. And definitely last but not least, but that puts us 49. Okay, we're
42 points, 7 points behind Anaheim, who are idle, and
so you're telling me there's a chance?
Well, I would say there's always a chance. After you start 08 and 1 and 93, 94, I think you always have a chance.
I will say this is that if the if the Ducks keep playing weaker teams and keep losing to them, the Sharks are definitely going to have a chance to catch up and take the Pacific Division.
And they seem to have the Ducks' numbers so far. They played 2 great games against Anaheim and have gotten Anaheim off of these. So,
How was the game?
Very good.
I was drinking Mason at the time.
Right. Yummy.
And your phone is taking a picture of me and you.
Yes. You guys just come from the game?
Yep. And you?
I came from the Sharks game, but did you guys go to Niner game?
Yeah, we were there and then we came to the Sharks game.
Good idea. Have a good one.
Next game in hand is.
And again, we're. So did you like the Sharks game? Yes.
Yeah, that was a tough loss. Tough loss for, the Niners. I thought that was like painful.
But the Sharks won.
But the Sharks won, so all is good. I'm happy, but I'm also a Niner fan.
Oh, God.
Yes.
We had to pick one. It was the Sharks or the Niners. You get one. Yeah.
That's right. You have to pick the Sharks.
You get one to win. You had to lead for one to go the other.
That's true.
Stupid Canadian.
But hey, that's
we just like do whatever we want.
You guys are Canadian.
Obviously.
Obviously. From what part of Canada?
Canada. Alberta.
Alberta? Nice. Rich rocking. Have a good one, guys. All right.
Thing I love about the show, you never know which guests might just appear out of nowhere.
Exactly.
Unscripted, unfiltered. This is what the Winter Classic Series should be like.
Yes. A guy holding his iPhone 6 while talking about the game.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Production value. Hey,
Production
Apple,
profit value.
sponsors.
Right. We're looking for sponsors, that's for sure.
I love my new iPhone.
Oh boy.
You're welcome.
That being said, I think we need to wrap it up as we approach San Pedro Square.
The next game that we have is Monday.
Monday in Anaheim. That's the last game before the Christmas break, and one of those rare times that you, albeit there's 5 days between because of the mandatory holiday break, where the Sharks will play Anaheim and LA back to back on the same road trip.
Yep.
Something that the team has been asking for years, that they're finally getting to.
There's only a 5-day gap, though.
That's only a 5-day gap. They'll fly back up, they'll fly back down. With that being said, I think it's starting to get a little hella hyphy down here on San Pedro Square. So until then, this is Puck Guy 14.
Jay Alexander 46.
And we hope you have a great holiday. Until next time, keep it real.
Loud noises.
That's not your line.
Oh.
Keep it real.
Fresh.
Keep it real fresh. Have a great holiday.